It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no coincidence. As a chosen one, you've always had a sense that your destiny involved more than the mundane. Now God is revealing a new facet of that destiny. You're being entrusted with wealth. Yes, real tangible abundance is set to flow into your life. And when it arrives, everything is about to shift. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with 77 to send a powerful signal to the universe. Hit replay as many times as you feel led. If you're truly one of the chosen, you'll watch until the very end. If not, you'll likely drop off before these truths sink in. Chapter 1. The Stirring of a Deeper Calling. Long before you recognized it yourself, God placed an extraordinary seed within you, a hint that your life was meant to expand beyond typical boundaries. Perhaps you felt it as a child, that quiet nudge telling you you'd eventually do something grand. Or maybe an unshakable optimism lingered even during your toughest seasons. People you meet every day might have dismissed your dreams as naive, but deep down, you've always known you were never destined for ordinary confines. This stirring manifested in subtle ways. You might have found yourself with a knack for ideas that others couldn't fathom, or maybe your empathy ran so deep you'd come up with solutions to community issues before anyone else. Even if your environment was lacking resources, your spirit remained hopeful, convinced that better days were not just possible, but guaranteed. These glimpses of a bigger life weren't just random daydreams. They were spiritual clues pointing to your chosen nature. Over time, repeated challenges tested your faith in these whispers. Each setback threatened to crush the notion that you held a special calling. Some nights you might have sobbed, asking God why your efforts to improve your life or help others kept hitting dead ends. Yet ironically, these very trials carved out your resilience. Each hurdle trained you to rely on divine nudges rather than mere logic or external validation. People around you might have labeled your stubborn hope as foolish, but you sensed a higher plan at work. Now you're standing at a threshold where all those quiet years of believing in unseen possibilities converge. God's plan to trust you with wealth grows clearer each passing day. But this financial outpouring isn't random or solely for personal comfort. It's bound to a calling that merges your heart's compassion with your innate creativity. Through your unique lens, you'll steward those resources for higher aims, perhaps fueling philanthropic projects, assisting the needy, or sparking innovations that uplift communities. This sense of destiny also sparks restlessness, urging you to prepare. Maybe you feel an unexplainable push to improve your skills or refine your spiritual practices. Intuition tells you God won't pour new wine into old wineskins. The mindset that served you before might need stretching to accommodate the prosperity coming. That's why your current stage feels a bit like a spiritual boot camp, challenging your capacity to trust, expand, and release old scarcity thinking. Every seemingly random lesson is orchestrated to ensure you can handle larger blessings responsibly. At this point, the stirring in your soul is more tangible than ever. You're no longer content to let life pass you by. You sense an imminent shift, like a distant drumbeat growing louder. This shift, culminating in a newfound financial reservoir, will prove that you were chosen not just for your own sake, but to manifest God's generosity in a world often starved of hope. As you follow the path your inner voice reveals, keep an eye on how each step fortifies your capacity for leadership, compassion, and vision. Soon enough, you'll realize that your quiet conviction was right all along. Big things are on the horizon, and you've been ready to steward them. Chapter 2. Reasons God trusts you with wealth. You might wonder why God would choose you to channel financial abundance, especially if your background is ordinary or even impoverished. But that's exactly what qualifies you. Often, those who grow up with every advantage can forget what it means to struggle or empathize with others. On the brink, yet you've navigated hardship, betrayal, or lack firsthand. This lived experience adds compassion and humility into your spirit, qualities that ensure wealth won't become a weapon or a wedge, but a tool for transformation. Another reason is your willingness to remain accountable. Many people you meet every day may chase money primarily for ego, status symbols, power tricks, or validation. Their pursuit often distances them from moral compasses. You, on the other hand, have consistently felt a pull toward purpose rather than just profit. Your hard mission includes uplifting others, promoting truth, and shining light where darkness persists. That alignment makes you a prime candidate for an influx of resources which can further amplify good works in the world. Moreover, God sees your tenacity. When doors closed, you found windows to climb through. If your plans faltered, you innovated or discovered new ways to persist. This perseverance, refined by adversity, reflects that you won't crumble under pressure. Accumulating wealth can attract sudden demands, manipulative opportunists, or critics questioning your motives. Yet your track record of resilience proves you can stand firm, filtering out harmful influences while directing resources where they truly matter. A third factor is your moral clarity. You're not perfect, but your conscience remains sensitive. That doesn't mean you'll never make financial mistakes or misjudge a business deal, but it does mean your sincerity will lead you to correct course quickly. When moral dilemmas arise, you won't brush them off. This sense of responsibility reassures the divine realm that entrusting you with wealth won't result in you supporting destructive causes or exploiting vulnerable people. Interestingly, God's trust in you also stems from how you handle small blessings. Maybe in the past you stewarded minimal resources with generosity, tipping extra when you could, or sharing with those in dire need despite your own constraints. Those quiet acts of kindness were tests, proving you wouldn't hoard or mismanage bigger opportunities. Now it's as if you've passed that audition, ready for the main stage. Lastly, you harbor the capacity for gratitude. When financial rewards land at your feet, you won't take them for granted or dismiss them as mere luck. You recognize the spiritual orchestration at play, fueling your desire to express thanks through giving back, inspiring others, or simply praising God for the breakthrough. This cyclical gratitude ensures the flow remains ongoing rather than a one-time windfall. The more you appreciate, the more you attract, forging a harmonious loop of giving and receiving. Thus, the reasons behind God's trust in you revolve around your empathy, accountability, unwavering perseverance, moral sensitivity, faithful handling of little, and a deeply ingrained gratitude. When skeptics question why you've been chosen for wealth, recall these pillars. They affirm that your coming prosperity isn't random. It's the harvest of seeds sown in humility, integrity, and devotion, signifying you're the kind of soul who multiplies blessings rather than squanders them. Chapter 3. Your past struggles as preparation. It's natural to question why you had to endure so many setbacks before glimpsing a path to financial abundance. People you meet every day might trivialize your hardships, suggesting you just didn't work hard enough or had bad luck. But as a chosen one, you sense there was a deeper narrative unfolding. Each struggle served as a crucible, forging not just your character, but also your wisdom and empathy. This synergy sets you apart from those who stumbled into wealth without seasoning. Reflect on how adversity sharpened your discernment. Repeated betrayals taught you to detect hidden motives. Scarcity revealed who truly stood by you. Without these lessons, you might have mismanaged future wealth, trusting the wrong people or squandering funds on superficial pursuits. Now, however, you're armed with a discerning eye, ready to steward large resources responsibly. That vigilance is precisely what ensures your fortune won't slip through your fingers as quickly as it arrives. Those same struggles also shaped your compassion. Experiencing a near-empty refrigerator or months of unemployment fosters empathy that can't be learned vicariously. So when you finally attain financial fluidity, you won't look down on those who struggle. Instead, you comprehend their plight intimately. This compassion lays the groundwork for philanthropic initiatives or quiet acts of mercy, channeling your blessings to uplift rather than belittle. A chosen one's wealth is never purely for personal comfort. It's a platform to heal collective wounds. Another advantage of your tough background is resilience. When money eventually floods in, challenges don't vanish. They often multiply. More responsibilities, more scrutiny, more potential pitfalls. But you've learned to pivot under pressure, a skill honed when you had no cushion. People might wonder how you maintain composure amid the sudden swirl of opportunities. The answer: adversity is no stranger to you. You've thrived under far graver constraints. Compared to previous storms, navigating prosperity is a challenge you're well equipped to manage. Moreover, your past battles tested your commitment. It's easy to claim spiritual or moral high ground when you have everything at your disposal. The real test is whether you held on to integrity when times were bleak, when shortcuts or shady deals beckoned. If you remain true to your principles back then, it signals you won't be corrupted by sudden wealth. The divine realm acknowledges that demonstration of unwavering ethics, further validating your readiness for greater blessings. Finally, these ordeals also matured your relationship with the divine. Each crisis compelled you to pray deeper, trust more fully, or surrender outcomes beyond your control. Such spiritual intimacy fosters unwavering faith, an anchor you'll rely on when newly acquired wealth tempts you with illusions of self-sufficiency. Remembering who guided you through the storms keeps arrogance at bay. If you overcame dire straits before, you can handle abundance with humility, celebrating each windfall as a testament to grace rather than personal superiority. Hence, your history of hardship is more than a story of pain. It's the furnace that refined your character into the gold standard needed for a life of abundant resources. Embracing that perspective dissolves bitterness, replacing it with gratitude for a path that, while harsh, prepared you meticulously for the grand assignment you're now on the verge of fulfilling, using your wealth to amplify love, justice, and collective growth. Chapter 4. Shifting your mindset to receive. Even when divine favor orchestrates opportunities for wealth, your mindset can sabotage the outcome if it remains locked in old poverty or scarcity modes. As a chosen one, you've recognized certain patterns: self-doubt, imposter syndrome, or an aversion to materialism shaped by prior struggles. If left unchecked, these can act like boulders blocking your entry into the financial streams God's opening for you. Thus, an essential move is shifting your internal narrative from "I must hustle in desperation" to "I'm prepared to receive." This is not laziness. It's about welcoming blessings with confidence. People you meet every day might label positive affirmations as naive, insisting that only ruthless hustle accumulates wealth. But you understand spiritual alignment. Once you're on the frequency of abundance, hard effort merges seamlessly with divine openings, creating a flow state far beyond what mere grind can accomplish. Part of this mindset shift entails forgiving yourself for past mistakes or missed chances. If you dwell on times you let good opportunities slip through your fingers out of fear or inexperience, you risk repeating that pattern. God's not punishing you for old errors. He's offering new prospects precisely because you've grown. Holding on to regret signals you don't trust the new chance as genuinely deserved. Release that baggage and proclaim, "I'm worthy of fresh doors." Another dimension involves discarding guilt around wealth. You might worry that becoming financially successful means betraying humble roots or overshadowing loved ones. Or you fear you'll lose your spiritual authenticity. The wealth in the hands of a chosen soul amplifies goodness. Your heart, shaped by compassion, will direct resources ethically. The more you accept that wealth can coexist with integrity, the more you align with the opportunities God presents. Guilt only stifles your readiness to embrace them. Additionally, practice envisioning your future from a place of confidence rather than longing. Visualization is more than daydreaming. It's an energetic rehearsal. Picture yourself comfortably managing significant assets, employing staff or partners, and funding causes dear to you. Imagine your day-to-day life. No frantic hustle, just purposeful action. Incorporate emotions, relief, excitement, and peace. This mental exercise cements belief in your capacity to function in an elevated status. Your belief paves the path for reality to match it. Alongside that, remain proactive. It's not about passively waiting for money to fall from the sky. The balanced mindset merges trust in divine timing with concrete steps: networking, skill development, wise investing. As you cast your nets, you sense the current of grace bringing fish your way. If people call your optimism foolish, you maintain composure, knowing that faith plus works is the formula, not empty pipe dreams. Overall, shifting your mindset to receive is a daily discipline. Each morning, you might reaffirm, "I welcome the blessings God has for me. I release fear and open my arms to abundance." In so doing, you recalibrate your entire energy field to let financial breakthroughs flow naturally, unimpeded by lingering doubts. Then when the outcomes start arriving, you're not surprised. You've mentally and spiritually prepared, fulfilling the cosmic law that your external gains mirror your internal acceptance of wealth and worthiness. Chapter 5. Signs your life is about to shift. As you internalize this new openness to abundance, subtle and sometimes overt signs indicate that your life is about to shift dramatically. You'll know you're on the cusp of major change, not just due to random luck, but through an unmistakable synergy weaving across multiple areas of your life. Whether it's your career, relationships, or spiritual insights, each domain starts aligning in ways that defy mere coincidence. One early sign, synchronicities ramp up. You bump into the same phrases or topics repeatedly, like an article about investment appearing in your feed the same day a friend calls about a new venture. Dreams intensify, occasionally foreshadowing scenarios that later materialize. Or maybe an old acquaintance reemerges with an unexpected proposition that resonates deeply. People you meet every day might dismiss these as happenstance, but as a chosen one, you interpret them as divine breadcrumbs leading you to the next big leap. A second sign is the clarity you feel about your goals. Even if the steps to achieve them remain uncertain, your vision crystallizes. Instead of doubting whether you're aiming too high, you notice an inner yes that's there. Excitement and fear might still linger around the edges, but they no longer paralyze you. This quiet assurance that something significant is brewing becomes a mental anchor. Each day, you wake with a purposeful sense that the universe is rallying on your behalf. A third indicator is that old ties or repetitive patterns dissolve. People or habits that once clung to your life fade away. They might ghost you or pick a fight that leads to an unceremonious exit. Initially, it feels jarring, but upon reflection, you see these closures as clearing the stage for your upcoming transformation. Clutter, emotional or relational, no longer has space in the new phase. The vacuum left behind allows you to receive or create something more aligned with your evolved state. You might also encounter sudden tests or last-minute friction just before a major shift. Negativity flares up, almost like a final boss battle in a video game. These trials check your resolve, ensuring you won't revert to old self-limiting patterns. If you navigate them with grace and stick to your chosen path, you pass the test. Soon after, an opportunity or breakthrough arises, confirming the shift is real. People might label your success overnight, not realizing how many internal battles you fought. Lastly, there's a surge in your spiritual connectivity. Prayer, meditation, or direct communion with God feels more vibrant than ever. Answers flow readily. You sense angelic or divine presence, even in mundane tasks. This heightened spiritual synergy merges with your practical actions, creating a powerful momentum that quickens results. It's as if heaven and earth conspire to accelerate your progress. Once you're fully on board, collectively these signs form a map detailing how close your life shift is. You sense them everywhere, through synchronicities, clarity, release, final tests, and spiritual surges. Standing in that zone means you're quite literally on the edge of a new dawn, one that catapults you into a lifestyle that once seemed out of reach. Observers might call it dramatic or sudden success, but you'll know it's the fruit of persistent faith, strategic readiness, and alignment with a cosmic blueprint that's always been in motion. Chapter 6. Using Wealth for Your Higher Purpose. When significant financial flow arrives, ask yourself, how will I use these resources? As a chosen soul, you sense money isn't purely for indulgence, but for realizing a greater vision, uplifting communities, sparking innovations, or enacting divine assignments. Clarify your mission first. Maybe it's supporting green initiatives or funding ethical startups. Define your passion, then aim wealth toward creating tangible impact. Without clarity, you risk drifting into distractions that barely touch your calling. Establish clear boundaries. Sudden wealth can draw opportunists with questionable schemes. Generosity is noble, but naive giving depletes your resources. Use a balanced plan. Allocate portions for philanthropy, personal needs, and business growth. Evaluate appeals by matching them to your strategy rather than reacting from guilt or impulse. Seek guidance to refine your financial literacy. Divine favor opens doors, yet worldly wisdom keeps them from shutting prematurely. Collaborate with advisors or mentors who respect your ethics, ensuring you steward blessings wisely. Meanwhile, mind your emotional health. Unresolved issues can hijack money's power, turning it into a mask or crutch. Consistent inner work, therapy, spiritual retreats, or healing practices keeps your generosity genuine. Finally, watch the ripples. A scholarship or seed fund can alter lives, fulfilling a higher cosmic design. You co-create with the divine, nurturing humility and gratitude. Wealth entrusted to you isn't solely by personal merit, but by a universe recognizing your readiness to use it responsibly. By merging spiritual dedication with practical finance, you embody the prophecy of a chosen one, transforming abundance into far-reaching blessings. Chapter 7. Walking into your destiny with confidence. As you integrate each lesson, cutting off unproductive ties, shifting your mindset to welcome abundance, recognizing the divine reason behind your past struggles, and clarifying how to use wealth for a higher calling, you arrive at the brink of your new reality. This final chapter is about walking into that destiny with unshakable confidence, ensuring no residue of fear or self-doubt tarnishes what's been prepared for you. Confidence here isn't about bragging rights or condescending to those who doubted you. Instead, it's the calm assurance of someone who knows they've partnered with God. You can stand tall in any business meeting, social function, or philanthropic board, unwavering in your conviction that you belong. People you meet every day may marvel at how you radiate such composure, but you're simply rooted in the spiritual foundation you've built over time. If adversity couldn't break you, then abundance won't spoil you now. Yet stepping into your destiny might still trigger echoes of the old version of you, worried about letting others down or failing spectacularly. When that anxiety arises, recall the tapestry of your journey, all the times you overcame adversity, all the hidden helps and cosmic alignments that paved your way. That recount of evidence dissolves fear. It reminds you that your success story isn't random. It's a meticulously orchestrated narrative culminating in this moment where you claim your rightful place as an agent of change. On a practical level, walking confidently means commanding your schedule and decisions with firmness. While you remain open to feedback, you're no longer swayed by every opinion or emotional tug. If a proposal or partnership doesn't align with your principles or your divine calling, you politely decline. This decisive posture might shock acquaintances who recall when you used to second-guess every move, but that's part of your evolution. Your clarity on what's essential eliminates tittering, channeling your efforts into territories that enhance your mission. Confidence also shows through how you handle success. Instead of hoarding wealth or flaunting it, you share insights and resources to galvanize collective growth. By uplifting others, you fulfill the cyclical nature of blessings. What's given to you is amplified by your willingness to pass it on. In this way, your journey morphs into a testimony, encouraging more souls to trust that alignment with God yields unimaginable returns. Finally, expect to be tested. Even at this apex, naysayers or spiritual challenges may surface, trying to stir insecurities. Yet each test is smaller in comparison to the robust faith you've cultivated. You greet them not with complacency, but with the serenity of someone who knows your destiny can't be derailed by fleeting storms. If God orchestrated your ascent, no external factor can dismantle it, provided you remain aligned with truth and compassion. Thus, walking into your destiny doesn't mean you've arrived at a finish line. Rather, it signals the start of a brand new phase in which your capacities, financial, spiritual, and emotional, coalesce to create waves of impact. With confidence anchored in divine promises, you stride forward, demonstrating that a chosen one's wealth is never mere material gain, but a testament to faith rewarded, purpose ignited, and a covenant between heaven and earth that's finally unmistakably fulfilled.